2022 was a massive year when it comes to pro wrestling news, but guys, the year is not over and this video is absolutely loaded. We're going to talk about WWE and AEW because a top AEW star has confirmed their departure. WWE news absolutely off the walls today. Guys, so many topics. You're not going to want to miss this. Let's kick things off with Tyson Fury, because if you're not familiar with Tyson Fury, he is one of the all-time great heavyweight boxers. Honestly, at this point, I think it's very fair to say that Tyson Fury did have a stint in WWE. We saw him at Clash at the Castle. What he did at Clash at the Castle was pretty cool. What he did at Crown Jewel years ago against Braun Strowman, absolutely ridiculous. I didn't like that one bit. I was very critical of that. But nonetheless, the Sun, the U.S. Sun, has previously reported that WWE wants Fury to make an appearance at Royal Rumble on January 28th, and basically they have potential plans for him at WrestleMania 39. But now some of these things are kind of an issue because if you guys aren't aware, Tommy Fury, Tyson Fury, the brothers who are professional boxers, are banned from the United States. They're not able to come to the United States. And this is a very big problem because now WWE may not be able to bring in Tyson Fury. Now, what's really interesting, though, is Dave Meltzer has reported that according to one major source, the person couldn't say the story wasn't true, but it was something that wasn't talked about. It was noted that Tyson Fury was not willing to put people over or even look vulnerable if he were to come to the Royal Rumble as a surprise, what he would do and how does it even make sense for him to do a quick Royal Rumble cameo, given the amount of money it would cost to use him. Obviously, it doesn't make sense if this guy doesn't want to look weak, if he doesn't want to look vulnerable. Guys, he is a professional boxer. He's undefeated. He's got this amazing streak. He's putting on some of the best boxing performances of all time, okay? But at the same time, too, he doesn't want to go into the WWE. These sources are reporting he doesn't want to look vulnerable. My friends, WWE it's storytelling at its finest. And if you don't want to bring in, if you don't want to look weak, if you don't want to put over other talent, I just think that's a huge issue. Okay? That's a huge issue. And I really hope, and I really genuinely hope that if Tyson Fury were to come into the WWE for WrestleMania, for Royal Rumble, if he's able to get in there, I genuinely hope that this is actually not an issue, because otherwise fingers would be pointing at Triple H as to why he would allow this. Yeah, Tyson Fury is going to cost a pretty damn big bag. And if he ain't going to put anybody else over, or if he ain't going to make anybody else look strong while he's in the WWE, then honestly, why are you spending that money? Because ultimately the goal should be to bring in this outside influence, bring them into your company, and hopefully help other talent get over, help them, in these big spots. And that was the cool thing about Clash at the Castle. It did what it was supposed to do. It prevented Theory from cashing in Money in the Bank. It was a good babyface spot. A lot of people were cool with that. And he didn't have to look weak. But if you're going to have him in the Royal Rumble match, my friends, if you're going to have him at WrestleMania, somebody's got to benefit from it, not just being in the ring with him. And that right there is a big concern. Now, it's really interesting, sticking to the theme of WrestleMania 39, there's been a lot of talk about the World Championship belts. Are they going to split them up? Are they going to keep them separated? What exactly is the plan? Now, what's really interesting is that Dave Meltzer has reported there remains a lot of talk about creating a second title for Raw or SmackDown. Obviously, if they do a brand, a switch over due to the draft or whatever it may be. Basically, they're looking at coming up with a new WWE title belt. And this is a very good idea. And I'm actually very intrigued to see what Triple H would do here, because by WWE creating a new WWE Championship belt, realistically, I feel like this is going to be less of a prop and more of a real championship belt. Now, if you guys follow my channel and I love championship belt designs, I think every company should switch them up, every few years or so. WWE's championship belts, some of them look cool, some of them look like toys, okay? That's just the reality. I've praised Deadlock Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, I've praised AEW, I've praised New Japan for the designs of their championship belts. But in WWE right now, those World Championship belts, the blue strap for the Universal title, they're okay, but they're not great. And if Dave Meltzer is accurate here, honestly, it is time to bring in some new championship designs. And we've been following this story for a while. There's been tons of rumors about this for a while. We know NXT is going back to their old championship belts without the colorways. This is obviously great news if you're a fan of WWE, but also at the same time, too, I really, really hope Triple H and the company get this championship design right. It is time that WWE introduces a world championship belt that genuinely looks like a big gold prize. I say big gold because I think there should be a little bit of influence from that legendary championship belt, but ultimately we'll see what happens there. Now it is time to turn our attention to AEW, my friends. CM Punk. I thought we'd be done talking about CM Punk. And this is actually really interesting because CM Punk going on Instagram, a lot of teases there. We're not talking about that. No. This news is very, very interesting because Meltzer keeps the news flowing. He says that Chris Jericho and other top stars in AEW are against the idea of CM Punk returning to the company. Several of the top guys, Chris Jericho being among them, told the rest of the locker room that they'd make sure Punk wasn't brought back. Now, this is really interesting because if CM Punk was brought back, a lot of people are going to question as to why this report was even dropped to begin with. But nonetheless, this idea that Chris Jericho and other top AEW stars have told the locker room that they're going to they don't want CM Punk back. They're going to make sure he doesn't come back. Guys, at the end of the day, whatever is real, whatever is fake in this situation, the way I look at this is there is a lot of money to be made with CM Punk being back in AEW. Okay? That's just the reality. Whether you're a fan of him or not, there is a lot of money that could be made here with CM Punk, FTR, and the Elite. That's just the freaking reality. So this idea that people in AEW would try to stop that from happening is very intriguing to me because I thought these people wanted AEW to be massively successful. And right now, this could be exactly what the company needs to be massively successful. They are due for a major storyline, and I don't think there would be a storyline bigger than this in the company's entire history, just simply because of what happened at the AEW All Out. And before we get into our final story of the day, I thought this would be a good time just to let you know, if you guys want more wrestling news, videos, and analysis, I'm going to give you guys my opinions. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you never miss a video. William Regal has officially confirmed his departure from the company. William Regal has been very, very clear, unless he says it, take things with a grain of salt. Now, William Regal has confirmed on Twitter that yesterday was his last day with the company. He was very thankful for the experience, and despite what some of the reports may have said, he was actually very happy with his experience with AEW, with Tony Khan, with Miga, with everybody there in the company. He was very happy and proud of the bond that he's created with the BCC. Guys, William Regal is leaving the company, and it appears that the story, the leaks, all that information about him going to WWE seems to be pretty accurate. And this is obviously very interesting news. And you know what? I really, really like William Regal. It was really cool to see William Regal in AEW in that role. I feel like a lot of people benefited from it. Even though it was just a few brief months, I feel like a lot of people benefited from William Regal being there. But ultimately, William Regal is essentially what NXT is. Like, NXT is William Regal. So, with William Regal going back to NXT, I look forward to seeing what they're going to be doing. NXT Global plans. Obviously, 2023 is going to be massive. I'm going to keep you guys updated along the way. Just remember, if you guys want more videos like this, click that subscribe button. And shout out to AEW. The last 2 weeks were a really good way to get people excited for 2023. WWE is continuing the momentum. I'm super excited about next year. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below.